Now this year has been a whirlwind. I fought in a boxing match, I launched a YouTube channel, discovered what an air fryer is, and it technically is a lot. I'm gonna cut to the chase here. All the self-help books and productivity podcasts, all of these things aside, nothing helps you more in life than life experience. I've been someone that has benefited from this quite a lot. Here's some of the things that I've learned this year. Now, as an introvert, I find it quite easy to just turn myself off from people and just like focus and just do my own thing. I find it so much easier to get things done by myself than if I'm with other people. Focus is important, but at the end of the day, if we're stuck in this mindset we have to go here, achieve this, or do that, we forget to make our mum dinner. We forget to go to that restaurant that catches your eye, or celebrate your friend's birthday. In the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, which is something that I might cover soon as well. In this book, he talks about something called the emotional bank account. This is where your efforts to deepen your connection with someone are accounted for. Like if you decide to make dinner for your boyfriend, decide to look after your nephews on the weekend instead of being selfish and doing what you want to do. And what this does is provide this person with the ability to trust you and therefore like you on a deeper personal level. This is depositing in the emotional bank account. You can actually do on the opposite side of things, you can actually take withdrawals from this person's emotional bank account. And when you take withdrawals from this person, this is when you don't say thank you for receiving a gift from them, being selfish when you should be giving towards them. It's kind of similar to being in an overdraft and just generally being in bad credit, just with the people around you. If done right though, what this means is that your mates and people closest to you will check up on you when you least expect it or when you need them the most. I guess what I'm saying is that we should all make an effort. Try and be a bit more altruistic with people. Like if your friend you haven't spoken to in a while hasn't had a message, maybe give them a call or tag them in an Instagram post. Whatever it is, you're going to deposit into their bank account and they will remember that. When I was growing up, me and my next door neighbour, we loved playing with sticks and swords. I cannot tell you how much we used to love to do this. We would go to this, it was like this bushy, thorny, plant-ridden wasteland next to his house, and we'd go in there with our sticks and pretending like they're swords, and these were like little goblins or something, we'd just be hitting the plants, trying to take them out. We were both big fans of Lord of the Rings. We watched the movies. We played the games like religiously, like to an obsessive degree. I cannot tell you how much I wanted to be a warrior like Aragorn. But I remember there was this time and it was a turning moment. I was 11 years old and my brother came up to me, and he's always been a bit more of a sportier guy than me, very into his sports, you know, the kind of cool stuff which I wasn't into. And he just told me that I needed to grow up. I think it was something like a day or two later. My friend invited me to play swords and sticks in the middle of the road. I remember to this day, it was the memory of going into the middle of the road towards my friend, but also looking back and seeing my brother in my house doorway just looking at me with disapproval. Sadly enough, that was the last time I played with swords and sticks. That's the thing, we all grow up, we all drift into our professional careers and end up doing serious stuff. That is something which I do recognise about being an adult. It's not something that is nice to think about. And I do recognise that some hobbies are actually a lot cooler to talk about than others. Like for instance, LARPing or live action role playing. This is something that I've never actually experienced, but on the surface level, you probably see something that is ridiculously geeky and to some people is pathetic and it's like a sad waste of time. But we don't see when it comes to hobbies, it's the wider passion behind it. This hobby in particular, it's all about strategy. Being able to replicate your most best loved fantasy icons and pretend to be them. Also the idea of dressing up, which I actually think is pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. But what I'm saying is that we shouldn't be afraid when we're grown up and adults to return to the hobbies that we used to enjoy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's actually some utility in being able to go into a little bit of nostalgia once in a while. Nowadays, an example of this is that I like to play old video games I used to play when I was a little kid. Like also what I do is that I go to like parks that I used to go to when I was a child, and it just brings back all the memories and the imagination I used to have. The best thing about having good pastimes is being able to revisit them. When I was a kid in class, I would absolutely hate with a passion being like speaking in front of other people. Like when we had to do group presentations, I always made sure that I had the shortest part. Like no joke, I could not like hack it at all. This coupled with the fact that I was a shy kid in school, sometimes in a big school with only like a handful of friends. But what I've learned from this year is not caring what other people think of me in terms of what I say or what I do. Like being honest is actually really freeing. It's like you lift this weight off your shoulders. You finally said what you wanted to say and you can just go on with your life. Like I've always struggled with the fact that when you have conversations with people when you're drunk or just generally intoxicated and you're talking to just some random guy, you've met this guy for 5 minutes, you don't know him that well, but then you end up talking about how amazing they are, how you're going to do all these awesome things with your newfound friend, all that sort of stuff. And you get home and you're thinking about, who is this guy? Like, what does he mean to me? I guess what the idea is that you realize you're not speaking from the heart. You're speaking from this idea that you're trying to impress somebody and not actually have like a genuine conversation at the end of the day. Like the true version of you did not come out this night. It's just some phony, an imposter. Don't be fake. Be true to yourself. Don't care about what other people think of you. So that's it this week. Thank you for watching. And as always, like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.